Okay, so March the 29th, the EU is set to lose one of their family members. Britain wants to leave the EU come March the 29th. And let's just take a look. That's what I'm using. Let's take a look and see what it's going to be like on March the 29th. That one to pop out. What is that? Nine of Swords. March the 29th. What are we looking at here? Brexit, March 29th. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Oh, such an ugly thing. It'd be different if this was the idea of the people of Britain, but it is not. It's a Putin thing. There's the Queen of Cauldrons. I don't know what Theresa May, her sign is, but March 29th, Queen of Cauldrons is front and center. She is holding something. She is trying to at least get a deal in place before Britain leaves the EU. That way you don't just throw all your cards up in the air, because this will cripple Great Britain. Because we're talking, anyway, it will cripple them. The Six of Shields. This is sharing of time and information, but this is also begging. Goes hand in hand. There is the Six of Swords, overseas, moving from stormy seas to calmer waters. That is at the base. So she may get a deal, because she is sitting on some potential to move into a better time. It's not the best of times, because Britain shouldn't be leaving the EU in the first place. The way I always sort of make this make sense to myself is like state secession. Like California wanted to secede from the Union and Texas wanted to secede from the Union. Like Great Britain doesn't use the euro anyway, but for us, if Texas were to break off from the United States, we could just take it back because you don't have any military or money. So the money and the military are both going to be crippled in Great Britain because of this exit without a deal. That's why she's trying to at least get something in place. That way trade can keep going and things like that. Here's the Page of Wands. The pages bring news, so we shall see what kind of news. Three of Shields. There is a deal. This is not... I don't like that card. This is not a great deal. This is not a... Oh, I'm happy about this deal. This is a deal... Not a deal with the devil, but the deal with the other side, if I can say it that way. Like, you are coming to those you really don't want to deal with, which is why the Six of Swords is always carrying baggage. You have to go deal with the people you don't want to deal with, sort of like our Democrats making a deal with the Republicans to get the government back open. So it's always a deal you don't want to do. That's what's going on right now. So she is begging and pleading. She can get something, but it's sort of a bend your knee to me type of thing. Two of Wands. There's your preparation. So the Page of Wands brings preparation. So March the 29th, be prepared. Four of Shields. That's that sort of... This out in the cold, and this is what we fear. We fear being shunned. We fear being left out. Look at all the rest of the world back there. And then here we are. Three of Swords. You got to get rid of Nigel Farage. Well, however you got to do it, do it. He's going to cripple that whole country. just like Donald's doing to ours. Be prepared for the separation. There's your news. There's the begging. Okay, you made a deal. You've bent the knee. Now it's time to prepare. Prepare for what? Separation. That's sad. Five of Shields. Being shunned. Being left out. Hardship. That's what somebody wants. There's the Sun. Here's the great thing. You will not lose everything. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in the tarot. So there are some good times ahead. Like I said, we do move to Karma Shores. She does sort of bend the knee and get things at least on paper. So we are not going into a new EU with no rules. We're not going into a new world with no rules. We're not going into a new partnership with no rules. We will have something in place. It just will not be the greatest of things because, like I said, you shouldn't be leaving in the first place. There is some strength around the new people, whoever that is, I don't really know. There's a new relationship government-wise. This is the Hierophant. So there is a new relationship government-wise that does bring some strength. There's the Star, the Eight of Cups, and the King of Shields. So the hope is there, but it does look dark for a lot of people. That does not mean that it is dark. It just means that it looks that way. Because it's kind of like here, again, to tie it back to us, because it's all about us, right? So to tie it back to America, we look at the Trump administration like, oh my God, these are dark times. No, they're hard times. They are dark at times, but they're not dark times because we still have to get along. We still have to go through life. You know, I work in a place I work in retail. I still see people paying for other people's groceries. It's like, so we are still people. We're just going through the storm. That's okay. Great Britain is too. This is not some isolated incident in the world. Nigel Farage, Donald Trump, and Vladimir Putin all know each other. This is not isolated. This is going on everywhere. It's just what happens in the world, ebbs and flows. You get a Barack Obama, then you get a Donald Trump and Nigel Farage. So, I mean, it just goes that way. But all is not lost. The world will remain. Even after all of those people are dead and gone, the world will remain. So, one more card. Tarot's advice. The Nine of Cauldrons. I love this card. It shows a man at the under end of this table with his enemy's head on his table. And it has been there a while. So he has conquered. He has gotten what he wants. The Nine of Cauldrons is a wish card. When Nigel Farage, Vladimir Putin, and Donald Trump have all met their political demise, the world will move on. The world will rejoice. It will make sense again. We just have to hold on to the morning light.